Hey guys, welcome back to English per te, the right place to improve your English. Have you ever met someone that you wanted to have a conversation with, but maybe you were a little bit nervous because you didn't know the questions to ask, or maybe you didn't know how to continue the conversation in English? Maybe it was a new colleague, or at a work conference internationally, or maybe a tourist that visited your city and you were nervous so you didn't talk with that person. But today I want to teach you some small talk conversation starters in the sector of work or study. Okay, so that's the sector we're going to focus on today. I will be doing other sectors in the future like travel, food, lifestyle, hobbies, but today I want to focus on work and study. All right, so I'm going to teach you 25 questions that you can ask new people you meet so that you can keep the conversation going and feel confident the next time you meet someone. So, are you ready? Then let's get started. If you are new to the channel, my name is Ethan, and the goal of this channel is to help Italians to improve their language skills and feel more comfortable and natural when they speak English. All right, so if that is something that you would like to do, please remember to subscribe to the channel and share this with some other friends and family or colleagues that want to do the same. So, let's get started with some work and study questions. And just before we do, I chose work and study for the first part of this series because everyone loves to talk about what they're doing, what they're studying, or what they're working on for the future. So it's a great way to start a conversation with someone you don't know. All right, so let's begin with how to ask a person what they do for work. Question number one is simply, what do you do? All right, that's a way to ask, what is your profession? Which is question number two. Another way is, what line of work are you in? All right, that means what sector do you work in? And our last question I love asking my new students is, are you currently working or studying? And this is a great question because it gives the student the opportunity to explain to you what he or she is doing. Maybe they aren't working, but they are studying for an exam, or maybe they are studying for a competition. All right, so it gives the student a little bit more of a ability to talk about some different things, okay? Now, if the person you're talking with is a doctor, for example, you can ask some questions like this. Did you always want to be a doctor? Or, what motivated you to become a doctor? How did you arrive to this point in your career? So these are three great questions that tell the person you want to know more about their career. You want to know more information, all right? And the same, if the person is a student, you can ask this. What motivated you to start studying law? Or, did you always want to study engineering? Another great question. What are your plans for after you graduate? These next questions are to find out more information about what the person does or doesn't like about their job and what they do every day in their job. For example, what do you like most about being a doctor? Or what are some things that you like about being a lawyer? The opposite. What are some things you don't like about your job? Or what do you like least about being a doctor? Another great question is, how long have you been working as a team leader or a nurse or a teacher? Or how long have you been working for this company? These next two questions focus on how a person gets to their job. Okay, so the next question is, how do you get to work? This is just asking, do you take the train or the bus or do you drive? And another great question after this is, how long is your commute? Okay, so commute means the time it takes for you from your house to your office. Okay, so we use the word commute. So it's a great word and it's a good follow-up question after the first one. And of course, all of these questions can be used for university students also. How do you usually get to university? Or how long is your commute to university? Moving on, we can ask a question like this. What are some of your daily and weekly responsibilities as a team leader or as a salesman or as a manager? Some interesting questions to ask about the person's past job experiences could be something like these. What was your previous job? What did you do before you were a doctor? Or another really interesting question, what was the first job that you ever did? This usually gets some pretty funny answers. All right, so now let's shift our focus toward some future questions. This future question is one of my favorites and I always ask it to my new students, and it's simply this. Is this something you want to do for the long term, or are you considering other options for the future? Now, I love this question because it gives the student or the person the opportunity to expand and tell you more about what they are doing, because maybe they have another project they're working on or they want to do something different in the future. So this is a wonderful question to ask. Now, one more similar question is this your dream job, or do you have other plans for the future? Two more great future questions could be, where do you see yourself in 1, 3, or 5 years? And after you graduate, are you open to working abroad, or do you want to stay in your country? All right, our last two questions are going to be fun. They're conditional sentences, so here we go. The first question is, if you were guaranteed to be successful, what career would you choose? And the next question is, if you couldn't fail, what new project would you start? Okay, guys, so those were the 25 phrases to help you build your confidence when you have to speak with someone and your conversational skills to keep the conversation going. So this was part 1. I will be doing other parts to this series. Let me know in the comments some of the answers to those questions I asked you. And it's a good exercise to write out those answers so that when a person asks you these questions, you'll be ready for it. So thank you guys so much. Remember, I did do a business English series. I'll put that link in the description below if you want to improve your business English, okay? Thank you guys so much. We'll see you for part 2 of this series. Take care.